Hey, Tilo here. Today we are going to make spare ribs, pork spare ribs. This is a pork spare rib recipe that's going to be fall off the bone pork spare ribs. So a lot of times if you're baking them in the oven, you're doing them on the barbecue, your teeth are going to be pulling that meat off the bone. But again, this particular recipe that we're going to go after is fall off the bone spare ribs. Very similar as far as seasoning as you would do in the oven or anywhere else. You just take your pork spare ribs. These are just regular pork spare ribs, but it would work just the same with St. Louis style, which are a little more meaty. And the first thing you want to do is you want to put your rub on. So essentially I'm just putting some seasoning mix on it, a couple different types of seasoning mix. Put this one on both sides. And then I use just regular garlic powder because there's enough sodium that you get from the other seasoning mix. And if you notice, I'm doing this over the crock pot. And that way any residual seasonings will just end up in the crock pot and mix in with what I'm going to use is teriyaki on this particular one. So for the next step, what you would do is you would essentially cut this spare rib slab into 3. So it would, you aren't going to be kinking things up. So you just want to kind of eyeball it. So there and there looks like about the right spot. So going in between, finding in between ribs, and just a regular steak knife can go right through. Shouldn't be very difficult at this point. And then again, finding the right spot, about half. Pretty easy. And going through. So now I've got my 3 pieces of spare ribs, just dropping them in. I usually put bone side down, but I'm not sure if it actually matters or not. And then you have them in there snug, so it's a nice fit where you're not, you want to have it in a nice fit in your crock pot. And at this point, what you would do is you would just be adding in your teriyaki sauce. So I just went in the fridge and I had a couple on this. You want to basically make it so you're kind of submerging the bottom of the 3. So you want to have a good, I would say about, what is that, about 2 inches of teriyaki on it. This is that was a Louisiana style teriyaki, where this is a Asian, which has a little more of the seasonings in it. So again, so at that point, this is what you're looking at. So you can kind of put your finger down in there and see, okay, yeah, about that much, so that's good. And then, again, I put it on in between medium and low for about 5 hours. So you can go 5, maybe 5 hours and 15 minutes. You can always check it along the way. And you have perfect fall off the bone spare ribs in just a couple minutes of prep. And as you saw, the cleanup, just wiping down the counter and making sure everything's clean on the knife because you are working with pork, you're good to go. So that's fall off the bone pork spare ribs in just a couple minutes. Easy cleanup.